friends, happy Monday. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. We certainly did. You tuned in at the right time for our pre-show chat just before Virginia This Morning kicks into overdrive. I'm Amy Lacey. You know this guy here, Bill Bevins. Good morning to you.
All right, good morning. Yeah, it is a Monday, and we are very, very happy that you're watching us from home, work, or working from home, or wherever at wtvr.com. We know you have lots of choices of programming, and we're very glad that you tuned in to us on CBS 6. Amy, I know you got into some fun this weekend.
Yeah, I went peach picking. I decided to do that last week when I was here. I don't know why, but I've just been, you know, there's my daughter. She was picking some peaches. We went to Hanover Peaches there in Hanover County, and it was just like a really lovely day to be outside, eat some fruit, and then we went back and I asked her what she wanted to do with the stuff, with the peaches, and she said, I want to make a pie. So we made a pie, and yeah, so it was a great weekend, just some mommy-daughter time.
Very good.
Yeah.
Any pie come into the...
Well, I had some on the side, and I had some fruit to bring in, and I forgot it all at home because, you know, sometimes Mondays, it's really hard to even get out the door, especially when you have a little one, and I had to get her ready for camp.
So I got pie to look forward to
You have
tomorrow.
some pie to look forward to. You may not like it as much as the pie that was in the kitchen last week.
Oh, I love it. You and your daughter made it.
It was made with love, Bill.
There we go. All right. Well, I'll eat it with love, too.
Well, we do like to stay connected to you, our friends and valued viewers of the show. And how we do that is having you send in pictures or videos of some of your fun adventures, just like I had over the weekend. This viewer sent in this look from over the weekend. Take a look at this.
That's still us.
That's still us.
There it is.
There we go.
Boom. Okay.
We will fill in the details and then do some more show and share. That's still to come in our live show this morning.
Looking forward to that. And today is a very special day on the food holiday calendar, which we keep a lot. Not only is it National Chicken Wing Day, it's also National Lasagna Day. Wanted to celebrate with our friends from Carrabba's. There's Erin Ely right now. Hey, Erin. She's back in our kitchen and is going to layer up the popular Italian dish. That's coming up later in the show.
Have some chicken wings for the appetizer, then the lasagna for the main course.
Okay.
Yay, let's do it. We look forward to another Motivational Monday topic of discussion with our great friend, Stacey Hawkins-Adams. She's going to talk about being the leader you've always needed. Show the way, set the tone, and create hope for yourself and others. That's coming up in less than 15 minutes.
I always enjoy having her on the show and always learn a lot. Hey, folks, if you have a family vacation planned, but you can't take your four-legged friend along, not to worry. While you are enjoying some fun in the sun, your pet will have the time of their life at the Holiday Barn Pet Resort. We'll take you on a tour of one of the state's state-of-the-art facilities. That's still to come on today's show.
But before we get things started, CBS 6 meteorologist Tom Patton's here to tell us all about the local Monday forecast. Hi, Tom. Sunny skies.
Great weekend, Tom.
It's a beautiful start. Yes, it was, wasn't it? The humidity lower, still a little bit on the lower side. Amy, quick question. Were there still a lot of peaches if one were still to go out and do that? Are there plenty yet, or is it kind of winding down?
It was good. There were still plenty of peaches to be picked, Tom, so I would go and do it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Well, good work, and it looked delicious, and that's something I don't think I've ever done. I've done the strawberry thing, never the peach thing. Let's show you what's going on here today. We've got blue skies right now. We had some rain very early this morning up on the northern neck. Middle Peninsula, some areas had some heavy rain early. When I say early, I mean like 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. But right now, things are pretty quiet. There was a shower in Sussex early this morning as well. That didn't really amount to much, though. And we're looking at some showers down to the south and west of us, some clouds. We'll start to see a bit of that going into the afternoon hours. But, man, right now it is nice. Our dew point, though, is rising. Earlier this morning, it was about 63. Now it's up to 67. And for your comfort level, that's the number we look at this time of year. And that's going to continue climbing throughout the week and eventually rest in the 70s for several days. So the humidity is going to be returning, and so is the heat, especially by about the middle part of the week. But right now, 77, dew point is 67, south-southwest breezes. Oh, my goodness, a hummingbird. That's it? Wow. Okay, sorry about that. That was cool. All right, didn't stay long, but it was cool. All right, there's your temperatures. 89, partly sunny skies, a shower or storm. We'll say an isolated shower or storm possible going into the afternoon or evening hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy this evening and overnight tonight, about 70 for your overnight low temperatures. That was really something. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. As I said, there'll be a couple showers or storms around, not too widespread today. I think tomorrow our chances will increase a little bit going into the afternoon. A couple showers south and east overnight tonight. And then we'll go to tomorrow afternoon, and there you go. Showers and some thunderstorms. A bit better chance here for the metro area. And then likely, again, we'll have a chance going into Wednesday as well for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So there you have it. Isolated today, more scattered the next couple of days. But look what's going to be happening with our temperatures. We'll start to see the middle 90s. Yeah, we haven't had that in a while. And higher humidity as well by the middle part of the week. That is your forecast. Virginia This Morning will continue right after this.
Happy Monday. It is the last Monday in July. Thank you for joining us again this morning. We appreciate the privilege of your time each and every weekday morning right here on Virginia This Morning. Our friend Amy Lacey is here as well. I'm Bill Bevitz.
And of course, we pride ourselves as having our finger on the pulse of what's hot, what's happening in and around Central Virginia. There's always something fun going on.
You betcha, and we're going to probably learn about it on our show. Now's the time where we share some highlights of what you will see on the show, which is our very popular Everywhere You Are segment. We created this so we could feature and celebrate your life's adventures with you. We will open up the inbox and check out a few entries. That's ended in our inbox overnight. Looking forward to that. And our friend Erin Ely from Carrabba's Italian Grill is here. She's going to make the restaurant's homemade lasagna. Can't wait to get in there, get some forks and knives, and dig in a little bit later this morning.
And it is time to get motivated as you chart your course for the week. Our dear friend Stacey Hawkins Adams will lead our Motivational Monday topic.
Okay, we're just getting started, but you have to stick around, folks. Before we head to a break, we recently caught up with a representative from United Healthcare. Here is that conversation.
This segment is sponsored by United Healthcare.
Type 2 diabetes is a chronic condition that affects millions of Americans. The American Diabetes Association has declared this disease as an epidemic here in Virginia. It's important to understand the possible risk factors and how healthy lifestyle habits and treatments can help both prevent and improve type 2 diabetes. Here to share more insights on this topic is Dr. Joydip Roy, CMO with United Healthcare of the Mid-Atlantic. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me here today.
Will you tell us more about type 2 diabetes? Exactly what are some of the symptoms and how would someone maybe know it's time to see a doctor?
Yeah, well, diabetes is a chronic condition. It impacts nearly 40 million people in the United States. As you alluded to, there are different types of diabetes. There's type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and most diabetics are type 2. Over 90% are type 2. And type 2 diabetes is really a problem where the body can't utilize insulin in an appropriate way. And so people have increased blood sugar levels in their body. And this can have a variety of symptoms. Sometimes it's increasing urination, also sometimes increased infection rates as well, because diabetes also impacts infection, ability to fight infections. Also gaining weight, and that's a big risk factor, the lifestyle, the obesity, as well as our diet and exercise or our inactivity level. In Virginia, there's about 800,000 adults have diabetes according to the American Diabetes Association. So it's a real problem, not just in the United States, but here in Virginia.
You mentioned the exercise, the diet factor. Those are risk factors. Any others that people should be aware of?
Those are the two largest, where our physical activity or inactivity level and our weight. And there are other risk factors that go along. Sometimes some of it's genetic, that plays a role, family history that has a role. In Virginia, about 2.5 million adults, or about 1 in 3 of the adult population, are obese, and nearly 1 in 5 Virginia residents are classified as being physically inactive. So those are important risk factors that we can help modify. Some of the other risk factors we can't really modify. You know, the family we're born into, we can't really modify that.
You mentioned that modification. Now, for people who are already diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, how can they improve their lives? What are some steps they can take to make themselves happier and healthier?
Diet is a big part, as we're talking about, our physical activity level as well. Generally, a diet high in fiber, less processed foods, in combination with lean protein should be a part of a diet. CDC.gov and diabetes.org has great information on specific diet recommendations for those who have diabetes and to prevent diabetes. You know, around physical activity, there's a recommendation to at least get 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity, which is usually something like brisk walking, and at least 2 days a week of muscle building, muscle strengthening activities. Something to really think about is we just need to get out there, right? Sometimes it's daunting to think about 150 minutes a week, but just get out there with a simple walk after meals. Managing stress levels and getting good quality sleep is also important to help reduce the risk.
Support, of course, always a big part of recovery and just living and maintaining such a healthy life. What are some resources available, a network, so to speak, for people who have been diagnosed?
Right. Well, there's a lot of great apps out there and great education on the web and internet. Those are important aspects, and those are resources that people have. It's also important to check with your insurer or employer group about what plans may be available to you. There are, beyond lifestyle changes, you might need medication, and so checking in with your physician about that is important. Additionally, there are programs out there, such as United Healthcare's Level 2, that really is centered around coaching and being someone there with you on every step of your journey, around exercise and diet and food ordering, as well as monitoring blood sugars through continuous glucose monitoring to improve the health of those with diabetes.
Such important information. Dr. Roy, thank you so much for talking with us today and sharing information for really just everyone out there. If they've been diagnosed or not, can take that to heart and they can have healthier lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
United Healthcare's website is uhc.com. For more information on this topic, you can visit mylevel2.com. Virginia This Morning returns right after the break.
The start of a new week, and we wanted to share some positive thoughts with you as we begin to plan our week.
Award-winning author and writing coach Stacey Hawkins-Adams is here as we continue our Motivational Monday series. Hi, Stacey. So good to see you again.
Good morning.
All right, what are we going to learn about today, Stacey?
We're going to talk about leading from where you are, how every one of us, no matter our title, no matter our age or our rank, we have a sphere of influence around us, so we can be a leader right where we are.
And when you say where we are, that means where you are at this point in your life, or talk a little more about that.
Yeah, I think it means where you are in your point in life. It means in your age and your stage. Some of us know, famous people they lead millions, and then there's some who lead nations, and there's some who lead cities. But neighborhood leaders count, and even in your own family, and even in the studio, the place where you work, in your household for sure. Whatever your age and stage, you can lead with your purpose. You can lead with your talent or gifts, but really you can just lead with your character and integrity.
Everybody has that grandparent or aunt or uncle that everybody in the family goes like, okay, this is the person we go to.
Exactly.
And so, like you were saying, you don't have to lead nations or the world. You can lead a family, or you can lead two people, yourself and somebody else.
Exactly, and it could be moments in time, and we were just having an interaction with one of our colleagues here in the studio. Mm-hmm. He led in that moment for what was needed. So sometimes it's just a matter of whatever space you're in. If you see that a need needs to be met, there's an opportunity for you to stand up to do the right thing, to help someone else in need, to give a kind word. That's leadership. Or you're like maybe taking on an assignment that you wouldn't normally do because that's what's needed in the moment.
And something too, a lot of times you can be leading when you're not even doing it intentionally. Exactly. Just with your confidence, or just being being receptive to what's happening in your world.
Exactly. And sometimes the best leaders are listeners. They can be quiet. They don't always speak up. They're not the take charge people, but in a moment when it's called for, they know how to speak up, stand up, and be that guide. And even with our children, that's something we teach our children when we tell them to be good people, to be kind, to share with others. I remember one day when my daughter was in elementary school, I was picking her up from school, and all the other kids had come out, and she was late. And I'm like, where is she? Do I need to go to the principal's office? Where can I find her? She finally comes running out, and she's like, Mom, one of my friends lost her book bag, and she couldn't go home without it, and so I was helping her find her book bag. That was being a leader in a moment. So even the youngest among us can lead when we give them the guidance on how to do that.
And good job, Mom. That was some leadership at home that made her even think to do that.
And you know, it's kind of like you talk about kids and stuff. If you see something that needs to be done, the initiative of saying, okay, well, the trash is overflowing. I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me to do that. You know, you can just go ahead and get it done. It may not even be your thing. You know, it's something that needs to be done. So
yeah, exactly. I was having a conversation. I was in New York over the weekend teaching at a writers conference, and we were just talking about, you know, it was upstate New York, so they have a grocery store, which we now have, Wegmans, but it started in the Buffalo region. The family lives up there. So I was like, oh yeah, we had this family-owned grocery store here in Richmond, which we all know which family that was. And I was telling them when I moved here in the 90s, and I was in the checkout line one day, it had all these groceries, and the bags were full, and I didn't have my checkbook because we used checkbooks back in the day.
Yeah.
And the cashier said, that's okay, you go home, take your groceries home, and bring your check back. And I was like, what? That stuck with me 30 years later, but she was being a leader in that moment because she'd been given the permission and the liberty by her employers to, like, here's how you serve customers, we are family oriented, we're going to be trustworthy and expect them to be trustworthy in return. And I did show up 10 minutes later with the check.
Of course you did.
And I honored that, but she was showing leadership in that moment, and it stuck with me all these years later because it could have gone a different way. I would have gone home and come back, but in exercising that leadership, she made an impact. And so when we make these micro moments or take these micro moments to show leadership or to stand up or to be truthful or to guide others to a better way, maybe it's the person that wants to jump in front of you in line in traffic. That's a moment sometimes. But we could even just take a breath, show some leadership and some patience, and then those who are in the car with us or behind us, maybe they'll exercise that as well.
It really is lovely. It's about just being true to yourself and acting on your instinct, and you can really make those 30-year later impacts. You can make those memories for someone else.
Exactly, and it also requires empathy, putting yourself in that other person's shoes, because sometimes we'll show up at work or school, or it is that person in line before us, you know, in the traffic, and we're not thinking about what may be happening with them. You all hear me say that a lot. We don't know what's going on in their frame of reference, but I had a colleague not long ago. She was having a bad day, and she's like, oh, I just had this interaction with someone else, and it made me cry. And as I thought about the interaction, I was like, I don't know if that would have made me cry. But in that moment, what she needed was the empathy, because whatever was going on in her world, it impacted her. So I said, you know what? You just go for a walk. Take your dog for a walk. I'm going to finish that project you were working on, and then tomorrow will be a new day. So those kinds of things, it's not meant to like boast or brag, but it's really just saying, here's what is called for in the moment, and how can I show up as my best self to help others show up as their best selves.
And it's a different thing all the time. It's just,
exactly.
But you know, if you're trying to be your best self and trying to think about other people first in a lot of cases, then it will show up.
Right, exactly. And if you're thinking about it from a professional perspective, there's, of course, Sheryl Sandberg's book, Lean In, which is written for women to help them have the courage to show up in, you know, business spaces as stronger leaders and more confident. And then there's Simon Sinek. I love his work. You can check him out on YouTube. He has plenty of videos about how you show up as an empathetic leader. You bring perspective, you allow courage, you allow people to be vulnerable and fail in those spaces so they can learn and be better going forward.
I fail in the traffic thing of letting the guy that waits to the last minute and then tries to cut in front of everybody else that got in. I'm going to fail that every time, but I'm working on it.
I'm kind of prone to that sometimes myself, Bill, so I feel you.
You're being where you are today.
Yeah. All right, we look forward to having you here each time, and we look forward to having you in next time as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stacey Hawkins Adams sends out weekly Motivational Monday emails. If you want more information or want to subscribe, just visit staceyhawkinsadams.com.
Folks, we have to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll open up the inbox and check out what's inside and do our big reveal in Everywhere You Are that's coming up. All right, welcome back. We love seeing what you've been doing, what's going on with you in our Everywhere You Are segment.
Please continue to send in your fun summer moments to us to share right here on the show. Moments just like we're about to see here.
All right, here we go. Karen Gloyer Little shared a photo from Rain Tree Lake. Check out the photo. Like a mirror. That's Mirror Lake, isn't it?
Really, really pretty. The
Gorgeous.
sky and the water, same color. Let's go over to this one. This is Katie Williams and her family. They visited Indiana Dunes National Park. Look at all the rocks and some shells out there. Beautiful.
Wow.
What a lovely, I love our national parks in our country.
Very nice, very nice. And Christina Hately shared this photo of the sky over New Kent.
It looks very ominous, but very beautiful.
Peeking out behind the clouds, that's nice.
Having fun with your family, your friends, even your pets. We love pet photos here. We like to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Your videos and pictures can be uploaded to our Facebook or Instagram pages, or just simply email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com.
If you're looking for a fun place to drop your pet off for the day or while you're on vacation, that's always a problem for some folks. Check out this pet paradise.
This segment is sponsored by Holiday Barn Pet Resorts.
Well, hello there and good morning to you. We are here at the Holiday Barn Pet Resort. I'm joined with Michael, who is not only the owner but leader of the pack. He also has his pet Finn out here, who is a beautiful 90-pound Labrador,
that's right. Yeah.
And he is having so much fun behind us. We have so many activities to share with you today, but first we're going to start with all the fun activities that are outside. Later we'll take a trip inside, but tell us more about the activities that you have.
We have all kinds of fun things, whether your dog just is a solo enjoyer or wants to do group play. And single play times can be like this, swimming in the pool, or if it's group play, we call that the bow wow luau. Where lots of dogs are out swimming, and there's individual play times where they can just chase a ball or lounge around in the sun. And then of course daycare, where it's a group activity. We also have enrichment activities which stimulate the brain and keep your dog from not getting bored. And then also we don't forget about our cats.
That's
we have
right.
outdoor catio and cat fishing exercises, as well as kitty cuddles.
I love all that. I think I saw a treadmill inside.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's for those dogs that need that release of energy, and then also it's good focus, and it's tied to our training program, which is great if your dog needs a tune-up or it needs that grounding leadership type course.
I saw it. We saw some of the pets that were out here enjoying the pool activities, jumping, and we also saw maybe some trainers that were out here with the pets. What do they do?
Working on basic obedience all the way to a life off lead. And we also train for Canine Good Citizen, which is the CGC, and there's 3 different levels for that. We can train here. Most of it's done here, but we also can train at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun activities that are here. And kind of switching gears, we're going from spring into summertime. Certainly feels like a summer day today, almost 90 degrees. And we have a lot of folks that want their pet to stay. What do they need to do, or when should they start booking their reservations to stay at the Holiday Barn?
As soon as they decide on where they're going to go.
Okay.
So you don't want to be a last minute. And that gives you more of an option to pick where you want your pet to stay. We also encourage people to come and see. You know, it's important to see what we've got, how your pet will modify to that and adjust. And then really think the biggest question is, how does your pet get its exercise at home? We can do a best match because you want that stimulation level, that engagement level to continue so that they enjoy. And they transition so much quicker if you keep the activity level the same.
And there's a few things that they have to do to prepare before they book their pet, before they have their actual stay. We're going to take a trip inside and see some of the amenities there.
There you go.
Life is sweet. We are inside taking a look at just a row of where these pups, Sweet Finn, will even stay. So Michael, tell us a little bit about the stay in one of these beautiful suites. They're decorated.
Yeah, we're actually in one of our presidential suites. Both locations have those. And this is typically for a little bit more of a reticent, less active dog, but they all go out for 5 potty breaks each day. We also have cottages, which give them just as much space, also the 5 potty breaks and kennel space. And then of course our cat rooms for the cats. But as people think about bringing their pets with us, they do need to be up to date on current vaccinations. Please visit our website. That's going to give you the full list. And then also make sure you're talking to your veterinarian so that they understand your dog is coming to visit a pet resort and all the things that are necessary, but also necessary for your dog.
Okay, so you want to make sure you have everything on that checklist before your pet comes. What can you bring to make it a more comfortable stay for your pet?
You know, in the suites, you can bring your own bedding. In the other areas, we provide the bedding, nice fleecy blankets and things like that. Favorite toys, but just make sure they're not something that's easily to destruct. And it's best probably to keep your dog on its own diet. And if you can pre-bag it, that's even better. A site like this will have a lot of dogs, so if we have a lot of 40-pound bags of dog food, it consumes a lot of space. Treats are fine if you want to bring your own, and certainly any medications. And before you come in, if your dog has had some type of illness or injury, let us know. And that type of information we'd like to have at least 5 days before the pet comes with us, so we can prepare and make sure everything's going to match up with what we can do.
And make sure you're checking out that information and that checklist. Check with your veterinarian. And of course, we'll have more information on our website, virginiathismorning.com.
Holiday Barn Pet Resorts has 2 locations to better serve you. 3800 Mountain Road in Glen Allen. The phone number is 804-672-2200. And check them out at 614 Johnston Willis Drive in Midlothian. You can call 804-794-5400. For more information, visit holidaybarn.com. And you can find them on Instagram and Facebook too.
Welcome back. It's always great to be able to find something you want to see again. Just like if you watch any of our segments that we've shared with you, you can log on to our website at virginiathismorning.com. Also, if you have access to Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV channels, you can watch it there as well. Now, if you need the app, just visit the App Store on your device and search WTVR Richmond, and yes, it is absolutely free. Amy, we have some delicious stuff coming out of the Virginia This Morning kitchen today.
Yeah, I have it here with Erin Ely. She is a managing partner at Carrabba's Italian Grill. And in honor of today being National Lasagna Day, she's going to share the restaurant's version straight off their menu. We have the cheese, we have the sauce, we have the noodles, and it's all coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
This segment is sponsored by Mr. Fix-It.
If you're looking to remodel your bathroom, you want to hire a team of professionals who are experts in the field. Jacuzzi Bath Remodel by Mr. Fix-It is a step above the rest. Here to tell us more is our friend Mark Benstock, the owner of Mr. Fix-It. Mark, it seems like yesterday, but I know it's been a while. You told me, we're getting jacuzzi. It's a real step up.
Yeah.
And now you've been doing it for a couple of years, and it is, and I bet folks are thrilled with it.
Yeah, Jacuzzi really makes some great products, better than other brands for sure, so we are blessed that we can carry those. Jacuzzi years ago used to just do the jetted stuff.
Sure.
Now, you know, whether it's a nice bathtub or an easy step-in shower, we do it all, and they make these amazing wall systems, lots of tile patterns, lots of designer colors, really amazing.
It is a step up, and I'll tell you what, it is done by the best when Mr. Fix-It and his team does it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about how far things have come just in the last couple of years with the different tiles. You mentioned that, the wall systems, all of that.
Yeah, you know, years ago, look, we're celebrating our 54th year in business, so we've been installing bathrooms forever, and the technology has changed quite a bit. Years ago, you know, we were in a home to do the job right, we'd be in the home every bit of a week, if not more. Now we can do it right, not go over top of something. This is not like some plastic bathroom that goes over top of anything. We are using the best materials, and we are removing all the old stuff and then going back with new, and it looks like it belongs in a magazine. Our expertise of a 54-year-old company, along with the brand of Jacuzzi and the great warranty that manufacturer's warranty that comes with, makes this a perfect recipe for our customers. Our customers just love the finished product, and when they call us back after a year or two and say, I want to do the next bathroom, that we just, it makes us grin ear to ear.
And I'm thinking about this because years ago I went, and it was midweek, and you guys had been there a couple of days, and they had a couple more days to go, but the process was happening.
Yeah.
The big difference now is, say you're getting that master bathroom done, you don't for a whole week have to run all the way to the basement.
That's right.
To use the bathroom.
Exactly.
It happens, really quickly compared to the old days, but still very quick.
For sure. And what we bring to the table again nobody can, when I say nobody, we are one of the very few companies that have been around for more than 50 years. So when we come and our experts say, Mr. Customer, tell us what's important to you, we'll help you design the bathroom the way that you want with the things that are important to you. And a customer will say, well, I'm not sure because I've never done this before. They say, well, we're the right company to then help you. Let us give you some suggestions about what you can do, how you can do it, what are the different costs for that. So we want to make that experience be for the client when that client says, I've never had a better experience working with a contractor, we know we can check that box, boom, and that's our goal.
Not only do you make it beautiful and everybody's satisfied, you make it affordable too.
For sure. That's super important to the big recipe.
Hearing, this is the best there is, and they're thinking, we can't afford that.
Yeah,
yes,
no.
You can.
Yes, and that's one of the things that's important to us, is not just to be able to provide the best materials, but also, like you say, make it affordable so the customer doesn't have to wait, because I guarantee you, Bill, we know things every year just get more expensive. They just do. So waiting is not going to be a good idea. Clients can have it done now at a great price.
And enjoy it, and of course add to the resale value if that's the way you're.
For sure, and whether it's just to freshen it up because the home needs a bathroom, or for safety reasons. Hey, I don't want to go to a 55 and up community. I want to have a safer bathroom in my home now so that I can stay here. That's what it's all about.
Always good to visit with Mark and find out some more information. Take advantage of the jacuzzi bath remodel offer this month. Enjoy $1,200 off, plus get 18 months of no interest. Jacuzzi bath remodel by Mr. Fix-It is located at 10,189 Maple Leaf Court in Ashland. For more information, give them a call at 804-726-8006 or visit the website MrFixItVA.com. And Virginia This Morning returns right after this break. All right, folks, thank you for hanging with us throughout the commercial break. We have been waiting all morning for this.
Oh, it is such an exciting day. It's not just Monday, everybody. It is National Lasagna Day. And we wanted to mark the occasion with our friends from Carrabba's Italian Grill. Managing partner Erin Ely is in our kitchen with their recipe. Hi, Erin. Oh, thank you for bringing in all the goods today.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
So Erin and I were talking, and I asked her what time she left work last night. That was
12:30.
12:30. Got up this morning, got everything together, brought it in. You have a teammate with you.
I sure do.
Yeah.
She's great, Miss Jada.
And so, obviously, this is not something that you just throw together. This takes preparation, it takes time, it takes thought, it takes practice, and you've got all of that going on. Everybody loves lasagna.
Who doesn't love lasagna?
Yeah. I was kind of surprised. Lasagna Day's in July. You would think it'd be in January,
You would.
But we eat lasagna in January. We don't normally eat a lot of lasagna.
I beg to differ. There's a lot of lasagna that we go through, all 12 months of the year.
Yeah.
Every day of the year is good for lasagna.
Sometimes you need a warm hug.
Yeah.
Anytime, despite the temperature outside.
And pasta is always popular, and of course, lasagna is an all-time favorite.
Absolutely. Actually, our founder, Johnny Carrabba, this is his grandmother's recipe.
Wow.
And she would fix her grandkids whenever they came over. She would fix them their favorite dish, and this was his favorite dish. So this is one of our staples. People come for the lasagna, and we prepare probably within, I would say, close to 100 lasagnas a week.
Wow.
It's a lot of lasagna.
That's a lot of
And
noodles.
we're not talking 100 orders. We're talking 100 great big carrabas.
Yes, between catering and the in-house, we make a lot of lasagna.
Yeah.
But like you said, it takes, it takes time, it takes patience. You do have to make all of the ingredients. So, starting with our homemade pomodoro sauce, that's the base of most of our sauces. So then we have our meat sauce, our bolognese, which is going to contain like ground beef, ground pork, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then we prepare our cheese mix. So it's going to be ricotta, mozzarella, and Parmesan Romano cheeses.
Yum.
So we make those all. We pre-do all of these things so they're easy to assemble.
So I make lasagna at home. I'm going to put beef in it. You got beef, you got sausage, you got spices, you got all of that, and then you've got how many cheeses did you name there?
There are 4 cheeses that go into lasagna.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Shall we start to assemble?
Yeah, let's get going.
Alrighty, so first you're going to take your pomodoro sauce, not too much at the very bottom. I am just going to make sure there is enough so that the pasta does not, it cooks, but it doesn't burn. You know what I mean?
It doesn't stick to it.
Correct, right.
So that's hardly any at all.
I don't need much at all.
Okay.
So this is my fresh lasagna sheets.
You make everything.
Except for the lasagna sheets. Don't call me out, Mr. B.
Okay.
So you go in with your first layer.
Yeah.
So that's the base, and then I have everything portioned so that it's gonna make 4 layers. So first you go in with your bolognese, and we're just gonna slide that across. It doesn't have to be perfect because once it bakes, it will all just
find its way. Yeah.
It will find its way as life does, and food.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously you just can't have enough cheese.
Yeah.
You just,
More cheese, please.
More cheese, please. All right. And then you go in with your second layer. Now, this is, it can be, oh my goodness, this pasta gets a little stuck. That's why I had the plastic in between. But we're going to make this work. It is fighting me. So we're going to kind of
We improvise. That's what we do as
That's
cooks,
all
right?
we can do. So,
There you go.
Go that. And then you're just gonna wash, rinse, and repeat. We're gonna go in with that bolognese again, slide it across. You're also gonna wanna make sure you cut your lasagna sheets so that they fit inside the pan and they don't twist up. You get those little crispy edges. I don't mind the crispy edges, but
Some
people don't really enjoy it.
Yeah, it is all very uniform. I noticed that.
Yeah, we cut it for the pan.
Yeah.
For your sauce, what kind of spices are in that sauce? Can you tell us some of them?
Yes. So you'd be surprised. It's really not a lot of spices you would think. It's very, I feel like simple is best.
Yeah.
So garlic?
So yes, absolutely. Garlic is actually in the sauce. So like I said, the pomodoro sauce is the base.
Okay.
So we've got garlic, we've got red onions, carrots going.
Good way to get kids to eat the veggies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little, and because it gives it that little sweetness that you need. So when we add we add a little bit of wine to the bolognese sauce as well.
Nice.
And we dice some carrots. But yeah, you're not going to get a lot of spices. Basil's a big one. That's our biggest spice. So yep, we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna hope that these cooperate.
There you go.
And it's really
there we
special
go.
too, though. This was a family. This was a grandma. This was a Nona.
This
at
is a
home
Nona, yes.
Who was making this for her grandkids, and now
Yep.
the tradition continues at all the restaurants.
It
which is
does,
beautiful.
and we know when it's lasagna day. You smell it.
Yeah.
You smell it. It's always just so much fun. Especially like baking it. Sometimes I'm all the way out in front of the restaurant and, I get lost, and then sometimes I have to go back to prep and kind of get back to my roots and realize that this is what we do. This is who we are. It's made from scratch, delicious food, made from the heart. As you can see, I'm using my hands a lot. So that's, I feel like when you're cooking from the heart, you got to use your hands a little bit.
So the sauce here that you have, you're not putting that in between the layers.
Not.
Okay.
I'm not. That's actually going to go on the bottom and on the top. That is it.
Okay.
All right. And now we're going against our last layer and you see I'm not pushing it down. I'm letting it sit kind of on top of itself because I want those beautiful layers to just peek out. We don't want it to be smushed and flat. You know, a good lasagna's got some height on it.
Well, that's a kitchen hack, though, too, with these not putting all the sauce in the middle, because I think sometimes that's when I cut it, my mind slides a little bit. So this keeps it more of a sturdy base.
Absolutely. And even when your lasagna comes out the oven, it's very important that you let it sit for at least 15 minutes. Because all that cheese and all that sauce and all the meat and the pasta, that has to sit so that it doesn't just go smoosh.
Yeah, that's I'm not patient. I'm not patient enough.
Yeah.
I cut into it
so
too
good.
quickly.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And then everything comes out the bottom.
Okay.
So this is our last layer, and all I'm gonna do is put a good hefty amount of sauce on that.
Ooh, and I see the basil and
Yes.
Yeah, now you're seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah. And you don't need too much sauce because you're just cooking it. Now, after we finish baking it, so of course, this is what it should look like when it goes into your oven.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the final dish as well.
I do. Thank you, my lovely assistant. I do appreciate your help.
Make room.
So when you pop it in the oven.
And in the magic of TV.
Oh, ooh,
look,
it's so
there's
hot.
another one ready.
And you come out with something looking like that. And afterwards we put on a bunch of sauce and cheese on top. It's nice and thick. It's like I said, it's a warm hug on a hot or cold day.
That's the star of our show.
Yes.
But you have other things over here as well. Tell us about that.
I sure do. So we've actually are in our last few weeks of our summer menu.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be finishing up with the crab and shrimp Florentine.
Wow.
I think that this one is probably one of our favorite pastas, seasonal pastas that come out. We get people that flock. After I had my after I cooked it on your show not too long ago, I mean the people that come in and say, "Oh, I saw you cook that and I want one." And I'm like, "Got it. I won't be cooking it."
Well, we got
but
dessert.
I gotcha.
We got all that. We're running. I hear the music, so that means we got to take a quick break.
All right. Sorry.
She's not going to pack all this stuff up.
No.
Sure, yeah. We're going to ask you to stay during the break.
We're back here with Virginia this morning, and we are so glad you are back too, because we are celebrating National Lasagna Day. We're ending things here in the Virginia This Morning kitchen with our friend Erin Ely from Carrabba's Italian Grill. We just had the pleasure of watching you make
Put that
some
whole
lasagna.
thing together. It was amazing, and the fact that it's a family recipe and it's been passed down, and now you can go and taste some of the family's favorite foods. It's great for your family, but you also have some other stuff here. This looks fantastic.
I love tomato and mozzarella.
Is there any better dish on a hot summer day? It's refreshing. It's tasty. That burrata is. I don't know if you're a cheese fan like I am, but you could pretty much put burrata on a rubber sole of a shoe and I'd eat it. So
and balsamic vinegar too.
Anything. So good. So yes, this is definitely a fan favorite. This will not be going away. We keep this on the menu. We have this on the menu. Like I said, we also have that crab and shrimp Florentine that will be going away. We also have our rainbow Italian cookie cake that will be going away in 3 weeks. So
3 weeks.
Get on over. Come on over.
TikTok, you got to get in there and get that.
It is.
And then Amy has something she wants to ask about down there.
Yeah, this drink is a beautiful, beautiful color.
That is our Capri Cooler.
I love it.
And it actually, if you can tell, that's not the water reflecting. That's glitter inside.
Oh, I
it's
didn't
so
know
sparkly.
that.
Yes.
Fancy.
So whenever you're feeling a little sparkly and a little fancy, you come on over and see us. We'll take good care of you. It's got a new Amsterdam passion fruit vodka, Minute Maid lemonade, limoncello, just really refreshing. Topped off with prosecco, which is a summer favorite of mine too. Yeah. And we've got our mint sprig and our lemon wheel. It's It cools you down on a hot day.
Let's talk about wine, because when we come to Carrabba's, we love the wine.
Oh my goodness. So these are just a couple of wines that I brought with me that are on our stapled menu. Our conundrum is going to be a red blend. It is divine, but fan favorite is going to be that the Le Fort de Paris Rosé. That summer, it's summertime. Rosés are just so refreshing, dry, with like a hint of sweet. And we also have, considering all this wine we're talking about, we have a wine dinner next month. We have 2 wine dinner dates next month. So that's going to be August 13th and August 21st. We do these wine dinners twice a month, every month. Sometimes we have bourbon dinners. Always check us out at Carrabba's.com to see what we have on the what events we have
date
on.
night. Yeah, that'd be fun.
4 courses, 4 wines. It's always a fun time, and yours truly hosts. So
there you go.
That in
That's an extra
itself,
treat. Yeah.
that is why you want to go anyway.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you
so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And thanks to all of our guests today and to you for watching.
We look forward to our live Tuesday show that starts promptly at 8:56 a.m. tomorrow morning. Enjoy a wonderful rest of your Monday. It's Lasagna Day! Yay! Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
The star of the show
I know. I
right
just want to
here.
put my face in it.
I'm using my fingers to get some.
As you should. Go for it. Yeah. It's good stuff.
And this is such a pretty color.
It is. You see the bottom? That's when I shake it.